What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to Tour Life. Today is Tuesday, September 30th, and we got a good one for you. Me and Yuli were out. Gary and Mike were holding down the reins last week for us, so appreciate that. Excited to talk to Yuli about his favorite course on tour. That is Maple Hill, of course. We're bringing back King of the Hill this week, so that should be very interesting to see what Gary's King of the Hill looks like. We're going to be doing a full recap of the MVP Open and a little bit of news from some players and from the PDGA making a statement about something, which I'm very excited to talk about. Other than that, how we doing, boys? Yuli, how's it going? Welcome back.
Hey, it's good, man. I'm so glad to be home. I'm here for 2 straight weeks. It's going to be nice.
Oh, yeah. Home tournament, home field advantage.
And I will be going out to Virginia to do commentary out there. So I'll be out there on the grounds. But yeah, it's good to be home. It's good to be home. That's all I can say. It was a long 2-week trip, especially it's like when like the season's almost over, I'm almost home, and then it like drags on. It's like the last 2 hours of your drive. You're like, oh, I'm almost there after like a 12-hour guy, and it takes forever. But no, made it here. Got to hang out with my daughter all day, which was, well, not all day, but most of the day. And yeah, it's good to be back home. That's all I can say.
Gary, how you doing? How's your week?
Going pretty well. I decided to randomly go try to film a scuba trick shot, so I was thinking of you this week. Took me 37 attempts, but we finally got it.
What was the distance on that?
It was maybe about 40 feet, and I had a 2 tree limbs that were kind of going diagonal, and I was trying to do it right through the tree limbs down into the basket. So had a little fun with it.
What made you want to do that? Just feeling it?
Testing out some editing stuff, and wanted to try my hand in a nice little trick shot video, and it made sense. I had the time to go over and do it, and I went to the course with the intention to film a trick shot. I had no idea where or how or what, and I saw the limb.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm like, I can see it right now. Yep.
I just got back from Florida. That's where I was this past week. Went over there because, quite frankly, we haven't been to the beach house in a very long time. So it was much needed over there. Moose Man also has not seen the ocean before. That's our youngest corgi. So Kelsey was like, we need to bring Moose Man to the beach. So we did that. A lot of fun over there. Obviously got to spend a lot of time with my mom too, which was great. Good weather. I had my 5K this past Saturday. I will say this. We've been training in decent heat here in Dallas. The humidity is I think on the same playing field as temperature. Like if you're not training in cold temperatures and you go somewhere that's cold, it's going to be tough for your body to get used to that. Same with heat. I think humidity is up there too. If you're not used to the humidity and then you go somewhere that's super humid, oh my God, my shirt after like the first 7 minutes was like stuck to me. And it felt like I was wearing a corset. I did not like how that felt. And then there was also, they did us pretty dirty. There was like a bridge overpass on the side because we were running a lot of it on the sidewalk. So it was kind of like, the sidewalk went into a bridge that went over the street to the other side. And so we had to go up this hill. And we're all like, oh my God, I got to go up this freaking hill. And then you get to the very bottom on the other side and they have you turn around immediately and you got to go back up the hill. And I passed Kelsey on the way down as she was climbing up it. And I just looked at her like, we were not prepared for this. But we both got a PR or PB, depending on where you're from or what you want to say. So that was good. And the distance, the travel back was not good. We have now made the declaration that we are no longer making any drives as a family over 3 hours. That's our max distance that we are willing to drive in the vehicle until I get maybe a more comfortable car for long drives. The way my seat is not comfortable.
You've had the same car forever, haven't you?
I know. I'm wondering if that's what's causing my back problems.
You
Probably.
need a nice car.
Yeah, the seat's very lived in at this point.
No, you do.
I think I just need a.
No. There's a reason.
I need a seat where my butt
has like the nice seats.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't have to be a nice seat. My butt just, I think, needs to be higher than my knees.
Yeah, nice cars. You can adjust them to however you would like it.
Well, I can adjust mine, but
with a hand crank.
With a hand crank.
The problem is when I start like adjusting the seat to go higher.
Yeah.
I run out of room up here.
Yeah.
I'm getting close to the ceiling.
Yeah. Nice
And
SUV or truck will be good for you there.
I don't want to drive like this.
See, we got
I'm not getting a truck. A truck is the biggest waste of money if you're not actually using it. It is.
No.
Wow.
Yes.
Dude.
Cars are a waste of money. I'm going to throw that out there. Cars are a big waste of money.
I don't know. My Kia has been on the road since 2014. 380,000 miles on it.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Mine only has like 140, 150. I'm still riding this thing until 200. But I think it might
You don't have to, Brody. You could get another car.
I think it might be causing me back problems.
Just start running
honestly.
It's like a bed. It's like if you don't have a nice bed and you have back problems, that's the problem.
I know, but I didn't realize until this week that I think my car is causing some of my lower back pain.
I don't know if you know this, Brody, but you're not a normal sized human being. So
you're
getting a nice car will help you out a little bit.
Fair. I know. We went
you
car.
Just gets a Cooper, a Mini Cooper.
I went car shopping.
The window.
I went car. I don't even think me and Kelsey were married yet. I think we were still just dating. We might have been engaged. I can't remember exactly what the timeline was, but she wanted to go car shopping because she's like, "You need a new car." Like, what the heck? Why do you have this car? You need something nicer than this. And I was like, all right, just to like, I knew in my head, like, I'm not buying the car. But just to like, what's the word? Just to,
there he is.
Yeah, exactly. What's the word when you do something just to like make the person feel better? Just to like,
appease.
Yes, just to appease her. I was like, all right, we'll go car shopping. And the first place we went was, I think she took me like Jaguar or something, and she's like, "Here, try this like really cool. Like, let's see you in this really cool like sports car." Bro, I didn't fit in the vehicle. I got in, and like my knees were like this to my chest, and I was like this. I looked at her. I was like, "This isn't the car. What the heck is that?" But now I think she's come to realize that I just do not spend money on pretty much anything. So I'm just riding the Mazda, baby. Mazda works. Mazda's good. Let's keep it running. Why not? All right, enough car talk. We gotta do a shout out because Yuli, my guy Mike, needs some Vessies. And Vessies, he's been asking me, can I get Vessies? I want Vessies. Gary's got Vessies. I've got Vessies. You got Vessies, and you got a Vessie code for those that are listening and watching that wants Vessie. So if you go to Vessie.com/Yuli, you get 15% off. And there is a chance after this episode, next episode, Mike might have his first pair of Vessies ever. And we're going to have to get him to come on and give us a review, what his thoughts are on it.
That'd be awesome.
But yeah, pick up a pair, Vessie.com/Yuli. You get 15% off. Big friends of the show. So shout out to Vessie. And also probably, dare I say, the best. I didn't love the location at Deglow, but there wasn't really a good location for it. But at Ledgestone on hole 17.
Oh, yeah.
That might have been the best advertisement we've seen on course. The big shoe in the middle of the lake.
Yeah.
Love that. All right. Before we go into a full breakdown of the MVP Open, Yuli, do you want to give kind of, we were in the group chat earlier today. Some people are kind of giving you a little ribbing. Do you want to kind of break down what happened during your MVP Open?
Yeah, man. I had, so I was sitting in 34th going into the event. So 6 spots out. This year it's no longer 32, it's 28, and then they give the other 4 spots to the best finisher at the MVP Open.
which we'll get into later in the show as
Right.
well.
So I was in a weird position to where I knew going in I would probably have to do like a top 15 finish period to get the points and then have a little help. But also if I got the top 15 points, I would have the top score probably anyway for the other spots. So I kind of knew what I had to do. And I started off really great, man. I was playing well. It was rainy. I love playing in the rain. It's like one of my favorite things. And I got to hole 17, man, and played it for par. I knew I was playing good. So I'm like, if I get in, I was 4 under par. If I get in with a 4 under or 5 under, like I knew I was going to be probably top 2 cards. And so I lay up short of the gap, lay up to the top of the hill, throw my upshot, hit a stake, go out of bounds, take a double. I'm like, okay. So then I go into 18 and I lay it up. I go lay up to the end, chuck it, hits the inside of the wall, out. Like hits, bounces, out of bounds. Right. It was.
You go forehand or backhand?
Forehand. I mean, I made the island. It was all good. Everything looked great. Missed the island. It was like 2 of the most unlucky breaks ever. So I go double to finish. So I'm even par. Go into the next round. Beautiful day out. And I start off good again. I'm like 4 or 5 under, going in the back 9. And then this round, I actually lost my mind. Like I was, you know how that course is. Like you could throw the same shot over and over and over again, and you're going to get wildly different results.
There's a couple holes that, yes.
So down the stretch, I'm like, I think I was 3 under, take a silly bogey, like land in this spot where I have no look. And this had happened for like three holes in a row. And I'm like, dude, this is starting to get, I even told Brad, I'm like, Brad, I'm about to lose it. I swear it. And he's like, no, we're chilling. Like, keep it going. Get down, bogey 17 again, laying up, of course. Go into 18, end up making the island after throwing it out of bounds left. I played so bad. I tried a flex shot through the right side and it came out hyzer just over the wall. Like it was the worst shot I've ever thrown in I missed the gap by what I was trying to do by 100 feet, but I end up getting up and down for par. I shoot another even par. Start the next round. They move the pin positions. Hole 1's like in that little island thing. And I actually make it into the gap and I have like a 45 footer air ball it. I'm like, yeah, this is going to be great. Like nice. But then I go on a nice little streak and I swear I played every round almost the exact same. And I just got through this round and shot 8 under going into the last hole. I ended up birdieing 18. I actually missed a putt on 17. Like I was real close to like a 12 under par, not doing anything different. That's this course though. So then I jump back up after the first 2 rounds. I'm like, okay, it's going to take like a miracle, but that's that type of course. That type of course is if you shoot a good round, wherever
you're jumping
big time. So I jump back up into like 21st or something going in the final round, start that round off, throw my upshot on 1, hyzering around the corner all nice. And I don't know if you saw the playoff with Harry Chase.
Yep.
But he threw the hyzer and he skipped out deep. And mine did it similar. I like skipped and annied over the wall. I ended up making the putt for par. And I was like 3-4 under after the front 9, typical for me. Going to the back 9 and I'm playing so good, dude. And I get to hole 14 and I have like a putt down the hill to get to 4 under par. And I'm in a weird position at this point because I'm looking at the scores. After hole 14, I looked at the scores because I'm like, okay, I'm probably out of it. But if I really get the last few holes, I could probably still get in. And I looked.
You didn't have a chance to make it by the...
At this point, no.
By the points. You're trying to get in.
I'm trying to get one of the last spots. Exactly. So
you're trying to get one of the... Okay.
And at this point, when I'm on hole 15, I was at... What was I at? I was at 12 under. No, I was at 11 under. And the last spot at that time was at 13 under.
Did they have a distinction on the score
no,
scoreboard?
I just knew who was in and who was out.
Okay, so you had to know that information.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
look at who it was, and I see all the people, and they're all bunched in at like 13, 14 under par.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, I gotta birdie out, and I got a chance because they have holes left. And so I'm like, okay, I make like a 45-footer on 15 for birdie. And then I lace 15 deep or 16 deep, like 30 feet. I'm getting ready to putt. And I'm like, okay, if I make this, like, and I think to myself all over the putt, it's like perfectly calm. I'm like, dude, this is like a miracle. Like, I'm literally thinking it in my mind. I'm like, I can't believe I'm about to birdie this hole. There's no win. This is perfect. So I take my time. In my stroke, somebody behind the basket falls off the bridge. Falls. I swear on my life, falls. Boom, bang. I airball this thing 4 feet to the right of the bucket.
Wait, like the bridge that's on that hole?
Yeah, so I'm coming
That's
back
up by, like,
towards the basket, and so
the
you
one that's,
walk
like, up by the
across the
FPO?
bridge. You know how it's like swampy
muddy-
right there. So
Yeah,
there's
the
a
muddy
Yeah.
bridge.
area.
Yeah, so there's like a
Yeah.
bunch of people watching our card, and they're all
So just slipped off.
and somebody was like goes like this to kind of get a better look and just falls off the bridge. Boom, boom. I airball this thing 4 feet to the right. Everybody's like, oh no. I'm like, are you kidding me? Brad, poor guy, loses his mind. Like, he gets mad at him. He's like, what are we doing? You know? And I'm like, oh, we're good. So we go to 17 and I lace it right down the middle. And I'm thinking to myself, if I go birdie, still a shot.
Still in chance, yeah.
So I lace the gap. I'm in perfect position, throw my upshot. These stupid, you know what? Because I give Maple Hill so much crap for having those stupid Christmas trees, they have my number, bro. They are collectively coming at me.
Well, it's funny they're putting them more into play now.
It's insane to me.
Like,
We'll get
before
into it
there used
later,
to be
but
there used
so
to
there's
be
this-
a little.
So there's this Christmas tree, dude, that's not in the way at all. Okay. It's like in front of me by like probably 90 feet. And it's like small. It's like probably 3-4 foot tall. That's it.
Oh no.
So I throw my shot. It's perfect, dude. Like, perfect out of my hand. This stupid little Christmas tree has a spine on the top that goes up another 2 feet. Like, it's super dork tree, dude. It's like,
No, it's where you put the star. It's a perfect tree for a star.
Yes, the star will be so high on this tiny little Christmas tree. I hit the very top of this thing and it like shoots me left or whatever. I end up parring the hole. So now I'm thinking I have to birdie 18 for sure, minimum. And at this point, I'm like, I just need a cash. Like, this the qualifying is over, is what I'm thinking. Dude,
give me some money.
I do the same thing I did on the first round. Go for the flex shot, throw it straight out of bounds left. And so now I'm actually kind of angry. And I'm like pinched in the spot where I have to go for it. I go for it, throw that out of bounds, double bogey. After it's all said and done, it shakes out to where I could have just laid up 18 and go lay up and get a par, and I would have been in the playoff.
Yeah.
So it was a slew of unfortunate events for me to perfectly be in a spot to where I don't make it, man. It was, I don't get disappointed that often because I can look at myself and be like, okay, I put myself in this mess, which I did. You know, I didn't play good enough this season to get one of the spots, but this one hurt, you know, because there's no way to know that Gavin's going to come and do what he did. Very unfortunate for him. Yeah. And there's no way to know that Harry's not going to lay up for par too.
You got to play like they're going to play well behind you.
Hindsight, right? It's 2020, but in the moment, like, you know, I basically blew it coming down the stretch with like, of course there's these little things that like happen, but at the end of the day, after the first round, second round, that's where I really blew it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I ended up missing it. Yeah.
And you had what we all want. You had the ball. You had the chance to win it. That's all you can ask for is you were put in a position where you could win it.
Yeah.
And that's ultimately what you want. You don't want to be in the position where you're sitting back and being like, oh, now I have to root for all these guys to play poorly.
100%. Yeah.
That's always a scary thing to be in by you playing safe, So
Yeah, and I went into the round thinking I needed an 8. And so I don't know. I told myself I didn't want to look at scores until the end, and I'm glad I didn't. But I kind of wish that I hadn't looked at all. But you can't do that in that situation. You kind of need to know. Yeah. And because of that, I tried to push a little too hard, I think, and play really aggressive. And it ended up biting me. And that's disc golf. It is what it is. Now I got to win the USDGC to get in.
So we got the last 4 in here being Eagle, Mason Ford, Presnell, and Matty O. And the first 4 out, you have Jake Mon, Mari, who isn't able to make it, Austin Turner, and then Yuli yourself. And yeah, I mean, you go down that list. We've talked about this before, where as years continue to build and build and build, you go down that list, and there are more well-known names of like, this guy was on a lead card. This guy had a potential of winning a tournament this year. This guy had a couple nice top 10s. Like, it's no longer the upper echelon and then, the scraps. Like, there's a lot of good people that don't make it into the tour championship every year.
Yeah, it's not just about playing the entire tour. It's about playing the entire tour and playing well.
That's true, but there is a way to get in. Like, I didn't top 10 once this year. And so when I see the tour and I hear the whispers of like people wanting to get the top 10 to get in the tour championships and points, you can get in with consistency.
Yes, 100%.
You can get in with consistency because my best finish was a 14th place. Mm-hmm. And when you look at the people ahead of me, they all top 10 a few times. You know what I mean? Here and there. And like Austin Turner's a big one. I felt so bad because he really played well at the beginning of the year. He was on lead card, had a chance to win in Nashville.
So good.
And he just ran into like kind of a nagging injury that kept him from playing well at the end of the season. You know what I mean? And so there's a lot of stories, like sad stories like that. I mean, Jake Mon, I think that's the saddest story as far as the play-in and the points go. He went in to this tournament and he was the last person in, and he ended up being the last person out by only a couple points. And he played bad at this tournament and didn't even have a chance to get one of the last spots.
Well, let's go ahead, Gary.
He also, I mean, that's the tough part, is especially with the way the points are delineated, where playoffs are their own set of points. You can be in a good position, but if you don't at least play one of the playoff events really well, sometimes that can hurt. Because, Jake Mon's case, he got 50th at GMC. So it's like, because he got 50th at GMC, he had to get probably a top 20 finish at Maple Hill.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the wild card a little bit. Thoughts on it, Yuli? What are your thoughts?
I like it. I'm one of the people who actually brought it to the Players Council to have, because I thought it would be interesting to have like storylines in the last event of people who give somebody an opportunity who's either not played all the events or played all the events and never got enough points to have a chance to get in the tour championships. And there's a lot of chatter about it. I think it worked because the final day, I feel like on the live and even on Jomez, like we talked about it a lot.
Very interesting here. I'm excited about this, Brody.
The problem is I thought they were going to add an extra 4 spots. That's what I thought should happen.
Oh,
so I thought it should be
taken away.
Yeah, so I thought it should be 32 and then the extra play-in spots. To me, there's no problem with adding 4 extra spots and having 36 people. I mean, what's the problem with that to me? And then I heard arguments like, well, no, we want to keep it 32. Well, that's not true either, because if you win, like last year,
Parker Welch,
Niemanen won a tournament, didn't get enough points, and he was in, so they had to make another card for those people who do that. So they're
Ben Callaway this year,
Ben Callaway this year. So there is a extra card that's going to have to, or they're going to have to split a card or have somebody walk with somebody. And so this could be, I don't know. I think adding extra spots for a play-in, you can just do it. And then 28, that's fine. But when you have 32 for so long and then you get rid of it, it's kind of weird. You know what I mean? To me.
So I have a couple takes on this. The first one being, I think it's very similar to like the college football playoff, of where when initially it was just 2 teams that got selected for the national championship, there was a lot of like, what the heck, this team, there was always this team should have been in versus this team, because it's literally 2 and then everyone else. Then they moved it, I believe, to 4. So then it was a little bit less, because a lot of times the 5th or 6th was a little bit further away. And now where it's at now, it's really hard to argue sometimes for the teams that don't make it in, because there's so many teams that are in. Yeah. And I think that's probably to your point, Yuli, is if the tour championship was 10 people, and then they're like, okay, sorry, we're doing 10, and then we're adding 2 people in wild card, those 11th and 12th guys would probably be pretty pissed.
Right.
Because it's like, I worked my butt off all season. I'm right there. But to your point, going from 28 to 32, like the bigger and bigger it gets, the harder it is for you to really be like, to fight for the guy that missed out by, you know, whatever, right? But what I'll say is, my biggest issue, I think, is what we've seen from the Disc Golf Pro Tour year after year after year is their big event. This is their big event. The Disc Golf Pro Tour doesn't, correct me if I'm wrong, they don't own a major.
No.
So like the Tour Championship, the playoffs, all this is their big event. And every year it's changing. Every year the format's changing. Every year how you get in is changing. And the more you keep changing and changing and changing, it's hard for people to really care about it and get some feelings. Kind of like to what your point was. It's like, it's been 32. They should have kept it 32 and then added on 4 spots.
Make it better. Like keep it consistent and add something extra.
The other thing I'll say to this is, if it's simply hey, we wanted to do something to make the final playoff event more interesting to watch. If that was the sole purpose and you threw it out there and said, guys, listen, we got to make more storylines. We got to make this more interesting. We're going to not only have people fighting for those last 28 spots, guaranteed spots, but we're also going to have 4 people fighting for the wild card spot. So it just adds in the more potential of storylines to happen. If that was the reason and that's the only thing, then I'm cool with it. But if you're trying to do like a fairness factor, or you're like, you have other reasons for doing it, to me, it doesn't make any sense, because you've built this whole tournament structure on the fact of it's a full-on season. Yeah. We want people that have earned enough points through the full-on season to get in, but then all of a sudden you just decide this one event, you can just bypass that all. And you'll hear this on debate night later in the week, but I think Dustin made a really good point, Yuli. Is like you start having to think about like certain hypotheticals, and like a hypothetical is the top 28 guys all finished in the top 28 at MVP Open. You're now letting in the guy that finished 29th, 30th, 31st, and 32nd into the tournament. That doesn't necessarily feel as good as someone that just has a great tournament and gets like a top 10 at MVP, and you're like, hey, you earned your spot because you had one great tournament. Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on the wild card.
So after playing in it, and to be completely honest, in our talks to get the wild card in, it was a long time ago, so I can't remember exactly what was said in it. It may very well have been discussed of the 28. I don't know if I would have signed off on that. So I'm pretty sure I would like another card as far as that goes. So I just want to like, cover my bases as far as that goes. I don't want to throw like the Pro Tour under the bus, being like, this is silly, type thing. I will say this: after experiencing it, it was exciting. It brought extra pressure for myself that normally you wouldn't have felt. If I what I will suggest for next year is 32 get in and then give one spot.
So what if you did something where you did, because I like this idea, because I think
it's like winning a tournament. Just because you win a tournament,
yes,
it's the same argument as you're saying. Like, okay, so
no, I'm with you.
So if you win a tournament and you get lucky one week, but then you get last place in every other tournament, that it's still kind of like an unfair situation because somebody's played the entire season and then you end up knocking that person out. But they end up not knocking them out. It's just an extra spot. And so I do like a play-in. 4 though seems like a lot now.
What if you did it 4-1? So you had the same setup of where 4 guys are going to qualify for the play-in through their play, and then once the play is over, those 4 guys then do like a playoff for the last spot.
Right, that's what I was going to suggest.
That could be fun.
Is like take the top 16 people behind them who played and got the points, and then have them maybe play like on Monday, and the best score gets in.
Like a little qualifier or something.
Yeah,
I don't
like
know.
a qualifier for those guys. I don't know. But it's also cool.
Again, it asks the question of like why though?
Yeah,
you already have a full season.
I like the one
the playoffs.
I like the one, but it provided a lot of extra like storylines. I love that the Europeans came over and tried to get in, and 2 of them did. I really like that.
3 did.
Well, 3.
You have Nestori, Lurie, and
that's right,
Rasmus.
Yeah, which I like that.
That they are the people who I think kind of what this is built around, which is they can't play a full tour.
They can
because they're not. Well, they can, but like they're not coming over to play.
That's not an excuse to me.
No. I know that, but I'm saying of the people who made it in, the events that they played in, they actually played pretty well. Chris Clemens, the one who made it in, he's the only one who really did not have a great season, and showed up in this particular moment and got in. But yeah, I love that three Finns made it in.
Yeah.
That's my big issue with this is like the why, and it's like if it's literally just to make it more interesting, it's like, well, there's a lot of things we could do to make disc golf more interesting, but we don't because we want to have it to be consistent throughout the season. Like you could
at the end of the day, you had to play enough tournaments to get into the tournament to even have to try to qualify. So it's fair. Like it is the
play. But why?
It is a playoff of it. I'm saying for the argument of like, okay, these people played so many events, and now the person who didn't play as good as those people, it's like, no, it's the playoffs. We all got into the tournament, and the why is simple. I mean, we've already answered that. Like it's for entertainment purposes, and it provided more entertainment. So what you're saying is there's other things you can do to make it more entertaining. What would those things be that would in fact give the touring players the same kind of gratification of making the biggest tournament of the year?
Yeah, I guess I'm not really arguing my point that well, because I'm still I understand what you're saying is like, I think that's the only reason it's done is to try to create more storylines. Yeah. But then it's like, okay, so if that's the reason to do it, then why don't we do something in normal tournaments? Why don't we have something in a normal tournament where someone wins the tournament, right? In regulation. No, I know, but I'm saying the point of doing this is for content, right? Is for like storylines and make it more entertaining.
Yes, storylines, and for the people who qualify for the event. So they've played a lot of events. You couldn't just get into this tournament willy-nilly. Like you had to play a certain amount of events and qualify with a certain amount of points to even play in the second playoff event.
So why don't you do it at GMC? Why doesn't anyone get qualified there?
Well, because so you play that tournament and then
you can qualify for the tour championship from GMC.
No,
No. You have
play
to qualify
the
to get into
GMC,
GMC.
and then you qualify. If you play good throughout the whole season, you make it to GMC. You're not guaranteed to play GMC and then play the MVP Open.
I'm asking, do they have wild cards at GMC?
No.
Why not? Why not? Why not have more storylines? You can have more storylines
because
right?
The storyline is making it to the next tournament.
That's what I'm saying. You can have people.
No, and the next tournament
wild
is
cards
MVP.
into MVP.
They do. That's what it is. You're still accumulating points. Like what is it? 120 get into GMC, and then I think it's like 80 get into the MVP Open.
Yeah.
So it is.
What I'm saying is you have people that aren't gaining enough points on their own merit to qualify for the tour championship. So you have this wild card.
Yeah.
Why don't they have that same thing for GMC? Why don't they have that same thing for what was the last event before GMC? DGLO? Why don't they do it for DGLO? Hey, you know what? A lot of you guys are playing this. You didn't get enough points to make it into the playoffs, but we're going to throw out 4 wild cards.
Really hard not to make it into the playoffs. I got to be honest.
But that's the winning
really
spot.
hard.
The winning spot is the wild card.
But there's no like to me it's just it doesn't make really any sense, I guess, is my point. And the other thing I think that hurts me is like there are other things you could do to make stuff really, really interesting and really, really exciting, right? So you could do something where Gannonberg goes off and wins a tournament, but Ricky got second. But if he can ace this hole, he all of a sudden goes into a playoff with Gannon. And now all of a sudden we're all watching at the edge of our seats. Can he ace this hole? Like that would make it more that would make it more interesting. Like we would all be entertained there. But if we took a step back, we'd be like, that doesn't really make any sense. Gannon won the tournament.
I hear what you're saying.
That's my point.
I think part of it is, and I hear what you're saying, and it makes sense. Yes. Why don't you do it in other places? But if you do this correctly, you don't need to do any of that other stuff. And I think that's where we're why I feel like we're missing something. And I'm a part of it, right? I'm a part of it. I feel inside that we're missing something. And here's
I got to figure it out.
No.
Let me say this. Let me say this point because I think we can agree on this. I think it's I figured out why
I'm going to say.
I figured out why I don't like it.
Okay.
I think it needs to be similar to how like college football kind of works a little bit, of where you've got the big schools and the big programs, and they can automatically get auto bids, but then you can also get selected as well if you're good enough. I think what needs to happen for the wild cards is I think if you played a certain number of events, you cannot qualify for the wild card. Like if someone played every single event and then played really good at MVP and gets in that way, to me, that makes no sense.
Okay.
To me, it should be someone that make it like if you played over 5 events or 4 events, whatever the number is. So that way the wild card is given out to the players that really did not have the ability to earn enough points. I think then I would be with it because that would make sense. It's like they only played 2 events.
The only person who was Clemens.
But it could have been
I think
it could have been other people. I think if you did that, I could be behind it because to me it's like if you played every event, brother, you had the chance to qualify. You just didn't play good enough to qualify. You shouldn't get this last second, hey, I just have to play good one weekend and get in.
Would that be equally bad as though giving people who don't play very often the chance to get in?
I think they would get. I think the people who would play would get even more mad. Okay, so here's what I think is.
No, but the point is like you have a playoff system. You've decided you have to get points to move on. Why have we all of a sudden just decided, you know what, actually the points don't really matter. You could play terrible and you can still move on. And to be fair, PDGA Mike just throws a good point. He said the team in college basketball can be in last in their conference, but if they win the conference playoff, they get into the dance. They wouldn't have to do that, but they do that for the inter-tournament pay purposes. So I think to me, and what he's saying, which I think kind of goes more to your guys' point, it's a little bit different in there because you have to play like multiple teams and win a whole bunch, and it's probably really tough. I think I just like the idea of like giving it to a Cinderella story. Does that make more sense? I don't know.
Yes, you want to give it to somebody who just played like crud all year, and then
No, I don't want to give it to that person. I don't think they should be allowed to get in. It's like you already had
Cinderella story then.
Cinderella story is like some random what's
then
the
it's
girl?
not a Cinderella story exactly.
What's the girl?
Then it's just whoever
what's
couldn't play enough to get in, then they get in.
No, because the Cinderella story, those people did what they needed to do to get into the tournament. They weren't expected to go far. That's what a Cinderella is. A Cinderella doesn't get a handout. They didn't get a handout to get into the tournament.
Yeah, but that's essentially what you're asking.
Yeah,
let me explain what I'm hearing from you.
No, you had to show up and play. You only had a couple events.
Yes.
And there was no chance.
But then you wouldn't even be playing. You wouldn't even be playing in the tour championships. You're just saying people just get to be picked randomly at that point.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, like, what's the girl's name that got second at Worlds? Ida
Letamaki.
Yep.
Yeah. For like, wouldn't she be a good example of like she's coming over to play MVP to try to qualify for the tour championship?
I don't know if she had enough points.
On the FPO side.
But I'm saying for the wild card, I'm saying she didn't play a lot of events, so she didn't have a chance to get the points. That's my point.
You want people who don't have enough points to make it to the playoffs to be given an opportunity.
No, I think it's stupid, Gary. All I'm saying though is it would be better. It would be better that wild cards went to people that didn't have the ability, that didn't play every single. I think it's dumb for someone to play the entire season, not get enough points, and then make it in through MVP. I think that's dumb.
Okay, hear me out. Where I feel like we're missing a little something. Okay, if this doesn't happen, and I hope it does, but I'm guessing it probably won't.
Okay,
4 guys who got in. If we don't have like what would you call it, like solo pieces of their story, of who they are and how they got in, and build that Cinderella story that we're talking about before the tournament, then it's pointless as far as the Cinderella story in general. Do you hear what I'm saying? So like, okay, so Rasmus gets in. Who is he? Let's highlight this player. Let's put out a nice little film about him.
Okay.
We send that out to the world. Now we know somebody to root for, right? Let's go through. Let's have an interview with Chris Clemens. Make a nice little highlight thing of him and this nice story, kind of like when Joe Meds like starts all their they start all their final rounds, and it's like this nice little piece, this little hype piece about the place, about who's in the final thing. Mm-hmm. If we don't have one of those for these guys and they just play, most likely, and they're good players, and I hope this isn't correct, most likely they're going to get waxed. And so that's it. They just got in. They're going to play. They're not going to get highlighted, and then it's over.
Yeah.
And so we should at least allow the fans out there to try to fall in love with these characters and learn something about these guys who did something really hard at the MVP Open to get in. Then I feel like at least we have something, and people can then work through the season and know that this is coming. Man, that would be cool if I could do this. And they have like a whole week where then they have this piece done about them. Maybe they get on podcasts, and maybe, like, you get what I'm saying. Otherwise, to me, it's not pointless, because more.
Do you think people are going to do that? Do you think people are going to do that with Chris Clemens?
I don't think they're going to do that, but I'm saying if they did, it would be better. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, the reason they're not going to do that is Chris Clemens got 11th place. Like, it's different when, like, PGA Mike's
11th is good.
PGA Mike's analogy, though, of a team that was in last place in their conference that's not going to make March Madness and ends up beating good teams and winning their conference to get the auto bid. that is a big storyline.
Okay,
he averaged 55th place all year, getting 11th. That is a pretty.
It's crazy, yeah.
That's a
Okay,
stellar-
so Gary, do me a favor.
What are we talking? What are we talking about here? What? And again, this is no disrespect to Chris Clemens, but what I'm saying is like that's not something that people all of a sudden are going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't, I gotta follow. Am I taking crazy pills here, guys? He got 11th place. He didn't win the tournament.
Listen. Gary, 1, 2, 3, interview me. I just made the tour championships. This is our small little hype piece. Ask me some questions.
Gotcha. So, Yuli, coming into this event, you found yourself kind of on the outside looking in. What kind of mental places you have to put yourself into to get to play better than you've played all season to make it into the playoffs?
Yeah, Gary, it was a tough year, man. I didn't have my best stuff all year. I played every single event. I battled some injuries. Now, picture this, guys, okay? Cool little hype piece. Shows me playing, right? Making putts, doing different things, and you got to feel a little emotion. I know it's hard for you, Brody. Feel a little emotion coming out of me.
What? I don't understand what's happening. What?
I know you don't.
Like,
but it was a tough season, and I knew going into the final round that if I could, bring my best stuff and somehow scrap out my best finish of the season, that my whole year would be worth it. And now I got an opportunity to do something great going into the final tournament of the season. And obviously I'm playing better than I have all season. So, okay. So
Yuli, everyone knows who you are.
I know, but don't use me. No.
He was pretending to be Rasmus.
I was pretending for my own. I didn't even make it, bro.
Okay, but the Rasmus is including my point. How many tournaments did Rasmus play, Gary?
Played a bunch.
You're literally making. Did he?
Probably.
He actually didn't do
in the United States. How many tournaments did that guy play?
He played Waco. He played the Open at Austin. He played Music City. He played that's going to Peach Day Ale.
He probably played close.
Yeah, so then GMC and MVP.
Oh, that might be less than 5.
No,
not including the playoffs. Not including the playoffs. Don't include the playoffs.
So D-Glow, Music City, the Open at Austin, and Waco,
and Worlds.
That's less than 5.
European Open.
But he said in US. He also played Peach Day.
Okay, so he's we don't know what the number is, but he's a fringe guy. Let me make my point, and then we'll move on.
Wait, how did you like my hype piece?
I didn't like it. No, it's you didn't qualify. That's I
know. I was acting like I did. This is my whole point, Brody. Is if they do this for these guys, it'll make it a little bit better to me. Gary, are you on the same page as me or not?
I feel that way. I mean, especially they had that kind of interview with like Sophia Donica. I think she'd be the kind of person you'd want to bring on and talk about like what led up to that moment and all that kind of stuff. There's value there.
Did she play a bunch of events?
Sophia Donica?
Yeah. Am I taking crazy pills tonight? They literally have a system of, hey, you have to get points during this.
Gary?
You have to get points to get into the playoffs. And then to advance in the playoffs, you need to get points. And then all of a sudden, we've just decided to say, you know what? Actually, points don't matter at all. You can just get these wild card spots. And again, if you are going to do the wild card, do it something silly. Do it like a Michael Block situation. Do you guys know Blocky?
Yeah.
Do you know why he was really popular? It's because no one knew who the flip this guy was. He came out of nowhere. And him finishing 10th, 11th, whatever it was, that's crazy. Chris Clemens finishing 11th is not crazy. We know who Chris Clemens is. He's very freaking good.
We're not talking about Chris Clemens. We're talking about Rasmus Sokaripi, world distance champion.
But I'm saying he's a tour player. Michael Block, no one had any idea who this guy was. And he just showed up, and everyone's like, who is this guy?
And then they gave him like 3 exemptions into other tournaments.
Yes, everyone wanted to see him.
Yeah, but why? After everybody knew who he was?
Yes, my point is Yuli, you have someone on tour. Everyone sees him on tour.
We got your
He's
point,
playing
man.
and playing and playing. You don't qualify in the playoffs. Get out, brother. I might be crazy. I don't know. The wild card just seems crazy. It seems like it completely contradicts the whole playoff system. To me, it just makes the whole playoff system make no sense.
Do you
What
feel
about if,
differently if it's the 32-4 or the 32 and
Yeah,
let's say
that's what I was gonna ask.
32-2?
No, because
32
again,
and 1? Do you find any value with somebody qualifying? Is there any value there to you? Or
you
no?
had all season to do it.
I got you. So there's no value to you.
I don't understand it. No, I don't. Now, if you wanted to have something set up of where it's like, hey, the top 32 auto
Whoever makes this free throw, you're in. That's what Brody wants.
No, if you want to do top 32 auto qualifies, and then if you want to do something to make it a little bit more exciting and have 33, 34, 35, 36 all play for the final spot, just to make it more exciting, then okay, whatever.
Do you think that winners should get in if they don't qualify with points? Because it's the same thing.
Yeah,
it's definitely not the same thing.
It is. You have the whole year to accumulate points.
Winning a tournament, Yuli, is way different
really
than getting.
And then you're out.
Gary, what was the final spot in? Who got the final spot in?
Final spot in in total or
Matteo?
Matteo got it
for 11th place. Yes,
oh, no.
I'm gonna what? No, final wild card. Final wild card spot.
Final wild card was Rasmus. He tied with Harry, and then he won it in the playoff against Harry.
And it was an awesome playoff.
20th place. 20. You're gonna tell me right now that 20th place is the same as winning a tournament, Yuli? That's what you're saying?
Is 20th place the MVP the same as winning one of those not very well attended European events?
No, because what European event wasn't well attended? Like what European event didn't have a bunch of really good players?
Konopište. Yeah, I gotta say Konopište. You got.
Let me look at it.
It was me and Big Ez.
Yep.
That was it.
Big Ez won a tournament. All right, no, stop that. That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful.
Dude, you clowned on this tournament when it came out.
No.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
No.
Yeah,
that is fine that I said it shouldn't be held to the same standards as the other ones. That's fine.
But that winner spot's the same though, right?
But no. To act like 20th place at MVP is the same as winning a tournament. You have Nicholas Ontelo, probably a top 5 player in the field. You had Vino. You had Lori Lettinen, Mari Villman. Am I looking at the right tournament here?
Yeah.
Mari won the tournament?
Yeah, Mari won the tournament.
I'm not crazy, right?
Well, Rasmus beat Mari and Niklas this past weekend.
And got it.
Ezra was there? Yeah. I mean, yeah, this is definitely probably the weakest field
ever.
For sure. And honestly, looking at that, probably is it still easier to win that than I don't know. I don't think it's easier to win that than 20th at MVP. No, I'm not going to say that because winning a tournament's so hard. You could play so good, and someone else just has the best week ever, and there's nothing you can do about it. I don't know. If we want to give handouts and just hand off playoff spots,
you didn't hand it out. They had to earn it. We gotta stop talking like nothing was done. They just went like this, willy-nilly. Somebody gets a spot. Like you had to, first of all, qualify for the MVP Open, and then you had to take one of the last 4 spots. And who knows? It could have been. You don't know how it shakes out. It could have been you had to get 8th or 5th through 8th. You don't know until the tournament's over with, and it just
aren't they still doing this? Are they still doing the score thing, Julie? Is Gannon Burr still starting at 10 under par?
Yes.
It doesn't even matter. These people have no chance of winning.
I said that already.
So then why are we doing it? There is no Cinderella story. They have no chance of winning. No, they can't win.
They can't.
They're 10 shots back from Gannon. They're not winning. What? What are we talking about? Why are we doing this then?
Well, why have Why have
I'm not on it.
No.
Millsy, I'm not on
Stop.
Ozempic. I'm not on Ozempic, Millsy.
Hey.
Idiot.
No. Hey, Brody. So to your point, why are they in? So then why let 32 people in? The last 4 people.
I don't know. That's a different point.
It's your point.
That's a different point.
No, it's your
point. A different point.
It's not a different point. The last 4 people in the tournament, if there's 32, start at 0, and they're 10 back of Gannon, and no, they are not going to catch Gannon 10 back.
So then why does it even matter? Just let them make it the storylines.
Yep.
Some
right,
things
let me in. Let me play.
They tried. I was there when you got the email.
You're in, dude.
Oh man. Okay. Well,
the dark horse spot.
I thought that was gonna be like a 5-minute combo. Half the people are still listening. And shout out to the people that are still watching.
Do you guys think silly or kind of cool?
People love the wild cards. They think it's the greatest thing ever.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do it.
They're eating up the wild cards. All right. Well, Gary, I'll turn to you. What were some of the? I mean, we got Gannon and Cole Redalen, who Cole's a really interesting one.
Yeah.
Because when he won Deglo, I remember saying like, "This is the next guy." Right? We were all saying that. Sorry, Leshon. Excuse me. We were all saying that. We were all like, dude, this guy, I mean, the way he throws the back, I think the way you throw also has a huge impact on how good people think you look or are.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's just the way he plays, the way he putts. He has a very similar kind of putting style to Gannon, where it doesn't look like he's putting all that much effort and the thing zips out. He kind of all of a sudden just disappeared, right? Now, obviously, there were some injuries and stuff. But this season, he just wasn't really in any of the stories at all coming down. And then he's just finished the season incredibly. So, yeah, outside of, unless you want to touch on that, we saw Cole take it down on the MPO side. What were some of the other stories coming from the MPO side?
Well, obviously, I think one of the big ones, and one of the ones I would ask you specifically about Yuli being there, 2 of the big course changes they made were to hole 10 and to hole 17. What did you think of those changes? Did you like them? Because they had varying effects on the scoring. And I wanted to bring that up because last year, hole 10, 70% of the field parred it. So it was a very kind of almost a wash of a hole. Whereas this year it flattened that out a little bit. It allowed another, I think 15 or so percent people to birdie it, bringing the par rate down to 55%. So it kind of had a bit of a smooth out. Whereas hole 17 went from being the 3rd easiest on the course, almost you have to birdie it down the stretch, to an absolute bully of a hole this year. What did you think of those 2 changes and how they affected the play?
It's interesting what they do over there. So they take the 2 easiest holes every single season and they make them harder, and they take the 2 hardest holes and they make them easier. So they're kind of trying to turn the course into this. It feels like if you're doing that every single season, you're turning it into this medium, maybe a little on the harder side. I don't know how over time, I don't know how that's going to end up affecting it. I got off topic there, but that's what they do. So yes, 17 is awful. I'm gonna be honest with you. 17's awful. The shot shape out of the
was old 17 good though, Yuli?
No.
Okay.
No.
It was a layup. 52% rate.
Was it better or worse than last year's 17?
Gosh. Okay, so let me explain the hole real quick this year. I love the tee shot. I love what they're trying to make you do, what they're forcing you to do. And they got lucky. Because the shape that you have to make to get it out of the gap kind of throws your disc into the only area where there's no Christmas tree.
Christmas trees. Okay.
But that's, like I said, that's lucky because of the way that it forces you out. And I swear, if you're a course designer, you didn't do that on purpose.
It's just the way that
it's just the way that it is.
Yeah.
With that being said, how many shots did you see come out of that place and land next to it or under or right next to a swing of a Christmas tree on 17? Happened every single card.
It's a coin flip.
It's a coin flip. To me, that is so silly. It's beyond silly to make you, because this is, I would say, top 10 hardest tee shots that we play on tour. Okay. Top 10 hardest, unless you got the big sidearm, and it's still tough. We see Gannon, who has one of the most accurate power sidearms I've ever seen in my life. He blew it on that hole twice.
How far away is the gap from the tee?
The turn that you have to make is, I would bet, 350 to 360. It's far, dude. But it's downhill. It's downhill. It might be shorter, but like the turn to me feels like you're getting an extra 150 feet. Probably right around 320, 330, 350, something like that.
The old landing zone from last year's 17 was from this year's tee, I think like 525 to get to the same landing zone. Kind of crazy.
So you're throwing this insanely hard tee shot into my favorite thing at Maple Hill, a Christmas tree farm. And it's random. Not only that, but the footing is terrible. Like if you land short or you're just trying to hit like the gap to this accurate spot, they took out some Christmas trees, so there's stumps and it's uneven ground through the whole entire thing. Then you have random Christmas trees in front of you that kind of take up the whole entire area. So you're throwing up a little bit no matter what. And then you're making the turn and they have that OB in there. I'm fine with all of it if you clear the whole entire thing out to where there's no Christmas trees and there's no stumps in your way. If they did that, I would say one of the better holes that we play.
Because Christmas trees are actually a great, like, rough. It's like a great rough.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Like if you had like a clear fairway and then you got Christmas trees on the left and Christmas trees on the right, it does make for a good rough because you can throw a shot there, but a lot of times it's like you can't just throw flat.
Like
you gotta
even hole one's 20 times better because at least hole one you can aim for a big gravel road, and land in a spot, or you can land short where the other basket is which is what I've been trying to do, is like land short by the basket and then you have a wide open area above all the Christmas trees down.
It's like hole 10. If you turn over your drive on hole 10, you're punished by the Christmas trees for a bad shot.
Yes. 10, do I like it better? I don't think I do. I liked 10 before because I thought it threw the big throwers a bone to gain strokes on somebody who doesn't have that skill, because it was a tough enough shot to get up the hill. You played that, right, Brody?
Yeah. You gotta rip one up there.
And you got to be semi-accurate. It's not like you're just ripping it all hyzer, like.
Because if I like it too, because like if you go right, which some people try to throw something flippy and it turns over too much over there, or if you hyzer out left, like because of the way that green is, like you really, and when it's windy there, which a lot of times it is windy going up that hill, it's scary to have a 20-foot putt on that green.
Yeah.
So there was a good defense to it, I thought.
So I like the other hole better just because I do think power should be rewarded sometimes on a course, or at least once around, to where, because like, for example, hole 4 is still on the course, that little dinker down the hill, that rewards a really accurate player.
Yeah.
Like if you can throw that
with
technical shot,
like a weird touch shot too.
For sure. Now we don't want to riddle the course with this hole. And I feel the same way about a power hole. And listen, I don't think I ever birdied the one up the hill, the other 10. So this is coming straight just from a course design, like mindset. The new one was like, you kind of had to hit a gap and anybody could kind of reach it.
I asked those questions because I think Maple Hill is different than so many other courses on tour where you have an owner who can make changes much more freely than any other place. And sometimes I wonder, do we find, we looking at the scores and the way everything was separated in the previous year and making these decisions, what is the ideal outcome. Like if you stripped away what hole 17 looked like completely, and you just looked at the score separation of 11% birdies, 50% pars, and 40% bogey or worse, is that a really great score setup down the stretch at a professional event, in the last couple holes? That kind of thing.
Yeah, and this tournament too, this is, I normally don't like really looking at the score separation stuff in other tournaments because we still have, 10, 15, 20 guys that are just boosting up numbers, right? That are shooting well over par. But like a tournament like this, like everyone at this tournament is very good at disc golf. So this is like the best. I think that's the other thing that Steve Dodge has going for him is he can look at the statistics at this and like get a really good gauge on what the best are doing versus some other tournaments where you might have 30% of the field or 25% of the field skewing the numbers a little bit. So it might be a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Yeah. What you got?
I was gonna say, aside from that, there are a couple people on the side who I think performances are worth kind of shouting out.
Yeah. Shout them out.
So like Paul Kranz, we have a couple of really good events from him in a row. 4th place at GMC last week was his best finish ever. Finds himself in 8th this week. So like he's popping off a decent bit. And then, Ricky with his ankle. I mean, did you see the picture of what his ankle looked like before the first round?
How bad was that? How much did that actually
Maple Hill on that?
Yeah, how much did that affect his throwing? Do you think?
So what I heard is it was really bad. He couldn't walk on it, and then he got a lot of work done on it. Physical therapist. He also has a massage therapist now traveling with him, so got a lot of work done. And from what I heard, didn't really affect him.
Okay, was able to get through without too much pain. Yeah, and I mean, obviously too, like if I'm him, right? If there's a chance of messing it up worse and like not being in to play USDGC in the Tour Championship, it's not worth it.
Right.
Just DNF out. You're already in the Tour Championship. Just DNF out of this and get better. So good. Yeah, good to see that it's not too bad. Who else you got, Gary?
Honestly, that's pretty much it. The only thing I want to ask is what your opinion, Yuli, is like from a course management perspective on Redalen going for the green in round 4 on 18.
It was just one of the silliest things I've ever seen in my life.
I didn't understand his interview. He said,
I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you.
I didn't understand when he said in his interview that he was like, I'm going to have to throw that shot anyway. So might as well it's like, you can lay up and then jump putt onto the island.
With a good enough layup. Yeah. I mean, it's silly, dude. It's silly. The only thing that I guess I could defend him with is he did have 2 strokes. So no matter what, he's going to a playoff. Like you go out of bounds, you get up and down, you take the bogey, you're going to a playoff. So it kind of gives him a little wiggle room, especially if he's uncomfortable with that shot. And listen, we saw Proctor last year. We've seen other people lay up and not be able to then get onto the island. It is a tricky little shot. So we definitely have to be like, we have to take that into account. Like, it's not like you just lay up and then you win. It's far enough back.
Yeah.
You're going to land by the pine tree. It's far enough back. You're going to land by the pine tree. We saw Matty O land there, and he was kind of pinched when he won. And he had to throw a pretty good shot on the green to win.
Yep.
It's a tricky shot. Like, I landed there, and I missed the island laying up round 1. So it's not a guarantee. I get that. But without a doubt, for sure.
It's scary.
It's a higher probability of you getting up and down from 150 feet than 300 feet.
Yeah.
For sure, and without a doubt.
It seems wild of people will talk about like, do they practice the layup play or not? And that maybe not on every course. It feels like at Maple Hill 18, you should have at least practiced, what am I going to do if I have to lay up to that short shot and then go in? Because like, I mean, I know I'm not you guys. I've played Maple Hill 20 plus times. That layup to the par there, not that hard for someone like me. But I get the tournament pressure on the line on your shoulders. It's different.
Yeah.
It just, when I saw him throw that shot, I was like, is it that he's not looking? And I forget who said it was. Was it Ben Kenny said that he cold typically look at scores, and up to like in the first 3 rounds didn't even know going into 18 where he was at with standing. Kind of makes you wonder, did he not really know that all that well? Maybe there on the final round, but just, it felt crazy when he threw that shot to me that there wasn't any duration to lay up.
Yeah, not looking at scores, I'll never understand it. There's a fun little exercise for you guys because of just how crazy hole 18 is. How far up? I'm going from the bottom of the leaderboard. Okay, so last place, all the way up. How far up do I need to go to find my first par on hole 18, final round? How many people up do I need to go to find my first par? There were 78 people that finished.
30th.
Oh, you're going to the place. Okay. That works too. Gary?
I feel like it's probably someone had to par it below 40th place, I feel like.
So you have to go up 19 players. So it ended up being 59th place, but I'm just going to give you the scores. You've got triple bogey, bogey, double, birdie, double, bogey, bogey, birdie, bogey, birdie, par. I mean, that's a crazy hole. And even if you go to like the leaders, there's a lot more, obviously, there's a lot more pars in like the leaderboard, but still there's a lot of people taking bogeys and doubles that finish in the top 30, and
part of that is you get up there and you see the people around, you want to have that hero shot in there, especially if you know you're out of it already or your spot.
Well, you also don't want to. You don't want to throw it into the fans either. That's what I think the hole's so hard is you're chucking a disc straight at the crowd.
Well, we did see somebody lay up and then have a shot to get the par and take 10th place, and he ended up taking a 10. So the layup can bite you.
That's true. This is true.
Yeah,
that was tough, but similar pressure. I've got to say, similar pressure.
Yeah. Maybe the full shot is easier. Like you just go the full rip is easier to send. All right. Anything else?
I almost hit the building with the full shot, so I would have taken the layup.
Anything else from the MPO side? I got one more story, but wanted to see if you guys have anything else.
No.
Okay. What Yuli, do we have any information on Ben Callaway? He made a post talking about how some accident, I think is what he said. I think he used the word accident. Made it to where this was his last time playing Maple Hill. Do you have any information on that?
No clue.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. But yeah,
that sounds awful.
Some people are making it sound like he's not going to tour next year, but like it sounded more like he wasn't coming back to this event. It like sounded very like, that's how I took it. I didn't take it this is my last time playing Maple Hill because I'm not touring next year. I took it as this is my last time playing Maple Hill because of something at Maple Hill.
Okay.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
There's a video I think put out where he's like saying, you can guess, but I'm not going to tell you when I want to tell you, and was kind of cryptic about it.
Yeah. So I didn't know if you had any intel on that. All right, FPO side, kind of crazy. kind of crazy, if you will. You have Missy Gannon winning it, shooting 3 under par the final round. 3 under par gets it done the final round. Holland Hanley had a really, really tough day. She actually, if she would have shot even par, it would have been enough to go into a playoff. But that was pretty much between Missy, Silva, and Holland, really. Silva needed to go kind of crazy the final round, didn't go crazy the final round. But we kind of talked about it a little bit, guys. Like, Missy you have to go out and beat her. Like that, right? Like that,
Yeah.
like I don't think her ceiling, and she'll probably even tell you this, like, I don't think her ceiling is the highest on the FPO tour. Like, if everyone plays the best disc golf possible, I don't know if she can beat some of the people out there, but like, you have to go beat her. She's not going to beat herself. She's proven that time and time again. And even I'm pretty sure this tournament, she like struggled in the round 1, right? How far back was she?
+3 in round 1.
Yeah, she was in 25th place.
Yeah, and then she shot tied for the hottest round of the event in round 2, I think.
So what's our take now? Yeah, shooting 8 under. Also, shout out, first time ever getting a PDGA tournament ace. I think we actually have the video here, which also made SportsCenter top 10, which is pretty cool. Always whenever a top 10
to start her round yesterday. The only player in the division to birdie the first 3 holes. However, things went sideways at one point. What an ace! Missy Gannon, the skip ace on 7.
So what are our thoughts here with Missy?
What a shot!
Oh, I was not ready for that. What are our thoughts on Missy going into the Tour Championship here? And is Missy going to be potentially the one that's going to fill the void of Kristen Lott? Like, are we going to see a dominance that we thought we were going to maybe see from Holland Hanley? Is that switching over now to Missy Gannon?
I think I'll go that way. You can end it because you know her a lot better than I do, Yuli. Missy feels like, especially the way she played here, you could tell that she's been playing alongside Kristen for a few years, because this is kind of what we see of like, I'm going to play really consistent disc golf. I'm going to let you make the mistakes, and I'm just going to keep calm and carrying on. And that's kind of how Missy approached this round. Like, she's not, I don't, Missy's the kind of person that she's done it before, obviously, but she's not the kind of person who's going to go out and like chase someone down and be aggressive and that kind of thing. It just feels like she's going to play, I'm going to play the game, I'm going to do it well. Now, there's going to be moments like that big circle 2 putt on hole 3. That was huge for her in the final round. But like, she's going to let some, especially when you know that you play in a field where you've got people like that. Like, Holland has issues closing out stretches. So I'm going to let Holland do her thing. And after the front 9, Missy's like, okay, I just got to lock in and do what I have to do. I can play aggressive if I need to, but I don't have to. So I think this event has her now. She's now the top earner ever for FPO, right? I think she passed Kristen with this. I think I heard that stat somewhere. But yeah, she's the person who can definitely do it if that consistency remains. She had a bit of a rough patch at some point this year, but she can be that person who I think has a combination of a great personality, because I don't know anyone who doesn't love Missy with her personality on and off the course. And her consistency of play, she feels like a spiritual successor to Kristen, but just not like the ceiling might not be as high, but you're right. Her ceiling and floor are very close together.
Very close. Yeah.
My thoughts are, how do I articulate this? I think it's actually the opposite of what Kristen is with Missy, as far as how she wins tournaments. Kristen, everybody feared her when they stepped on the course and Kristen was chasing or in the lead, there was a fear factor about Kristen. With Missy, she's figured it out, man, to where she's like this happy-go-lucky person, and it seems like she's very unflappable. Like, it doesn't matter if she takes a double bogey. It doesn't matter if she loses. She's happy. Like, we see her example. The last tournament. Was it the last tournament? She has the putt to tie to go to the playoff with Paige and Owen. Typically, anybody who misses that putt are gonna like go to their knees and be like, "Oh, so
Devastated.
close. Devastated!" Like, "Oh my gosh, how did this happen?" She smiles it off. She goes, can you believe that? I almost made it." And that's why I don't think the comparison between her and Kristen is fair, because they're two completely different people to me.
Yeah, that's true.
Missy does it, yes, with consistency and everything, but she's also everybody's favorite out there. And so when you have a player like that, it's tough to compete against them, because it's like, oh, and then all of a sudden you're the one nervous. She's still happy. When you're both playing good, you're both happy. It's very rare that you find Missy in a bad mood on the course. With Kristen and certain athletes, when things aren't going their way, they can lock in and then they become a fierce competitor, right? To where they're just like, okay, no, I'm done with that. Don't talk to me. Don't look at me. It's not happy time. It's not jokey time. I'm locked in. And then that's a way to intimidate your people that you're playing with. You know what I mean? Because then you're so focused and they're like, oh, geez, like that person's like intense. You know what I mean? That's not Missy. So is she going to fill the void? I don't think there's anybody that can fill that void right now. Like Kristen,
well, I was saying more
Kristen
the void
was
of like winning tournaments.
Okay, winning tournaments. Yes,
Yeah.
but I thought you meant like a void as far as like her presence not being felt there. That's a void that I cannot replace.
It's gonna be by
It's not going to happen. Like that's a generational talent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's impossible to. It's going to take a lot of time before we forget, how dominant she was.
Yeah.
Now, as far as winning the tournament, seems like she's kind of doing that right now. She's winning a lot. She's made more money than anybody. She's big money Missy. And over time, I feel like there are other players that are probably going to win a bunch. But if you want to win a tournament, you got to get through Missy. And if there's a lot of money on the line, you got to beat Missy. And that was true with Kristen.
Like I feel
Missy was one of the only people that took down Kristen, and we had her on the show being like, "Hey, how do you feel about this?" And she's just like, "No, I'm going to beat her. Like if I play good, I'm out there to beat her."
Do you who has higher odds of winning throw pink, Missy or Silva?
Right now, Missy.
You're saying. See, I feel the same way. I feel like I'm taking Missy over Silva as well. Now I don't know if I would have done that a couple weeks ago.
Now, as far as in the future, like, no, I'll take Silva. Keeps getting better and better. Missy seems like she's getting better and better, but I feel like
there's more growth that Silva can do.
There is,
probably,
and that's not a diss to Missy, because this consistent play that she does, she's going to win a lot of tournaments moving forward for years to come.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Now, Silva, with the way that she putts, and I'm telling you, attitude and things like that have a lot to do with a lot of things. And Silva's kind of gets locked in, and because of that, like people like that, like I don't know Missy's work ethic. I don't know what she does off the course, how much field work she does, and all that stuff. This is strictly me looking at athletes and deciphering how I feel. And I feel like in sports, when you're the type of person who you're focused and you're not letting anything else in, and it seems like you're not happy or whatever, typically those people lock in and then they're working hard. You get what I mean? And I feel like that's what we're seeing from Silva. And I feel that way for Holland too. Holland's a workhorse. I believe that.
I think so too. Yeah. I think it might be almost too much to where you put almost too much pressure on yourself because you're like
Sure.
like I sometimes feel that way of where it's like she gets so close to winning these things and just being able to close it out, and maybe it's just there's just too much going on.
I think a better way to explain it and a simpler way to explain it is they're newer to the game and they're hungry. Missy is an established veteran on the tour. Who has
Nothing
a
to
polished
surprise
game.
her.
Yeah, who has a polished game throughout. I don't think she should go practice a bunch. I think she should ride out her skill set that she has right now because it's working and let everybody else have to catch her.
Yeah. Not a bad strategy.
Because you see some of these younger players almost trying to like model certain aspects of their game after like the dominance they saw. Maybe trying to stay very, very locked in. Like it's always seemed like Kristen was kind of locked in. Holland trying to maybe make some of the bigger moment shots like Kristen, and he was being up too much on the court, that kind of thing.
Sorry, service is a little off with you, Gary.
Yeah, Gary, you might need to reset your Wi-Fi, see if that works. But and maybe that this is a good time for that because what the heck happened with Pick'em last week? We leave for 1 week and we let Gary and Mike take over.
Here's the thing.
And Griplock beats us by 4 points.
Here's the thing. I don't think people realize like how good we are at picking. I think they think, oh, we could just pick whoever and it's all going to be fine. And this is easy. I watch this every week. No, there's a little sauce we put in there, Gare. We got a little sauce.
Need I remind everyone here how the pick'em for Worlds?
You broke up. I'm trying to hear you.
Oh,
yeah. All I want to say is look at the point total above our name for whatever you're saying.
I got it.
I mean, honestly, picks weren't that bad.
No, at least you picked Gannon. That's the safe. If you go against Gannon, you could have lost us the whole thing. I feel like here it looks like
it could have been bad. Paige, I don't love Paige on this course. Just because she is someone that will throw a lot of errant shots, and this is the course that will absolutely brutalize you with errant shots.
First of all, I would have never taken Paige myself. I would have never picked myself. I for sure wouldn't have picked.
I was being nice by not saying
we had to do it, but we had to do it.
I appreciate the confidence, but. Yeah,
it's your
tough.
favorite course. We had to do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say Yuli loves this course much.
Everybody keeps telling me that. I do love Maple Hill. I love it. I think it's one of the best we got. I just don't like throwing into Christmas trees all the time. It's beautiful. Love
and the roads. Don't forget the roads.
No, that's just my whole thing about Maple Hill. People get it misconstrued. I never said it's bad. I said, how can it be the number one hole, starting hole, when your aiming point is a gravel road? That's what I said.
Yeah. We could have picked Kayla Viska, Joel Freeman, and Colin Bryant. Matter.
Yeah.
I hate to do this for the people, Gary, but I think we are going a little late, and I want to make sure we have enough time for your King of the Hill. So I'm thinking we do King of the Hill next week.
Yeah, that we're gonna say, and for out there, do a community King and Queen of the Hill, because everyone out there has opinions on whether or not who should be where. So working on right now, it's going to allow each and every one of you out there to vote and essentially create your own King or Queen of the Hill. And we'll see what the Tour Life community says next. And
and we would hate to go into the King of the Hill and you have bad service. That would be tough.
Yeah, that's the other thing. The service is a little brutal right now, so I don't want you to be Robot Man coming in. Okay, so next week, King of the Hill. Also, be on the lookout, like Gary said. He's creating something to where you guys can actually vote for your own King of the Hill, and then we can kind of see how it stacks up, which will be a lot of fun. I have a couple more stories here, and then we'll get you guys all out of here. Did you guys see this Lance Brown ace?
Oh,
This
yeah. Put it up.
this forehand roller. I mean, there's the forehand roller ace might be top tier ace. It might not be. There might not be a better ace than a forehand roller. It is fun to watch. I mean, that's got to be. I'm trying to think.
First of all, it's the most uneven bucket I've ever seen, too. The fact that stayed in is incredible. This shot's nuts, though.
I feel like I could throw this 1,000 times and I might not even get it. I mean, I think that's more than a 1 in 1,000 shot.
Oh, for sure. Because you got to jump it perfectly off the thing, and they're all just going to hit that and stop
and not go anywhere. Yep. The fact that it ramped off that
a little hop, yeah.
What a crazy ace. Shout out to Joe Mez Pro, 500 subscribers on YouTube. Yuli, well done.
500,000. Yeah.
What did I say? I said 500K.
No, you said 500.
Hey,
thank you. Yeah, 500. We got our first 500.
Hey, you gotta start somewhere. So shout out to the first 500 people that subscribe to Joe Mez and to the 500,000 also that are subscribed to Joe Mez. Very nice. Very nice.
Big time milestone.
A lot of that thanks to you too, Yuli, with your commentary over there. So shout out to you as well. The PDGA might be listening to our podcast, guys. I don't know. They might be listening to our podcast. They made an announcement this week that they will, came out last week on Thursday, that they will no longer be delivering the Disc Golfer magazine. I don't know if there's a single person out there that is sad that this is happening. Normally when something gets discontinued, like the McRib at McDonald's, you have, at least a handful of people that are very sad about it. I don't think a single person is sad about this.
I'm sad.
No, you're not.
No, listen.
Oh, jeez.
No, listen. I went my whole career without being on the freaking cover of that thing. I'm a little salty about it. A whole career, dude.
Who cares? Who gives a
did.
rip?
It was you weren't around back then. We didn't have nothing.
No, I wasn't.
We had the magazine. And so it was like you win a big tournament and you got on the magazine. When I won my first big tournament, there was a rainbow on the magazine. The next thing.
Do you have all like your little newspaper cutouts too still?
My mom does, yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. I don't think I'm a very
No, I'm good. I'm good without the magazine. Yes.
I don't think I'm
the thing was stupid.
Okay. Now
nobody even looked at it.
Here's the thing that's crazy though. Listen to this. They gave us a little behind the scenes, which I thought was very fascinating. It says during the 2025 membership year, so last this year that we're in right now, in an effort to maintain standard membership prices, the PDGA discounted the automatic fulfillment of Disc Golfer magazine to all active members in North America. Instead, as members joined or renewed their membership, they had the option to purchase the Disc Golfer magazine for $10. The intention behind this decision was to objectively measure the market demand for the magazine. Even with the $10 fee, the magazine continued to operate at a loss, losing over $160,000 for the PDGA during 2025. Am I reading this right? Did this magazine cost the PDGA $160,000? How?
God, you got to send 100,000 of them.
Am I crazy? Are they paying people to write articles? What are they paying for this? What's going on here?
That's wild to me.
It's got to be salaries. It's got to be salaries too.
Like they paid someone $100,000 to be in charge of just the magazine.
No, but I
Maybe a
mean, like
couple people.
maybe like 40K of it is a salary for somebody to write it or whatever. It's crazy.
The fact that not only this makes it even crazier, guys. Think of all the money. Think of all the money that we have spent. Oh, Yuli.
Yes, I made it. Thank you. I did it.
Going back to it though, think about if they were charging people this year, the way I viewed that, correct me if I'm wrong, is this year would have been the cheapest, right? Because they were actually charging people to buy it. Where in the past they weren't charging people to buy it. So if they lost money on it this year, wouldn't that mean that they lost more money on that in years previous?
Everybody who, like, if you write an article, if they were like, "Hey, we'd like to have your article in here," they pay you to write the article.
I know, but you're not. But what I'm saying is, if they lost
funds though,
if they lost $140,000 on it this year, and they were having people actually pay for it, where in years past they weren't having people pay for it, does that mean that they lost more money on the magazine
in years past?
In previous years?
It's budget based. If they factored the cost of the magazine into the what the revenue they get from memberships, then technically no. But if they didn't factor, that's not factored into the cost own individual line, then that's where the big losses could happen because they don't receive for it.
But what I'm really saying is they're allocating, if what you just said is true, Gary, they're allocating still over $100,000 towards this magazine every year.
It costs that to make the magazine and push it out. Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
They just may not have lost that or more than that previous year.
Oh gosh, this is so small. Someone read it. PJ and Mike, read this for me. I can't read. What am I looking at? Membership, and members fees. Where's the magazine? Marketing and promotional. Information technology. I'm glad that they pay $84,000 or $105,000 in conferences.
Postage and shipping.
Office supplies, $16,000. Noise.
My point being is, like, I mean, what are we assuming this is merchandise and member service?
It's got to be member supplies and mailings. It's member mailing.
1.6. Is this for 1 year?
That's not just that though. That's other stuff too. But
what are they sending out member supplies for 1.6 million?
Part of it's also discs. Like members get a disc. Members get a disc as well. So disc prices are probably in there. So imagine.
I didn't get a disc this year. I didn't get a disc
for
my renewal. You got a disc this year for your renewal?
Not. I guess not this year. What year was that for, Mike? Was that for this year or last year?
That's what I'm saying. I think they did away with it. I think they did away with the disc.
You get a disc when you first sign up.
Oh, 2023. Then discs are in there. That discs are definitely in there if it's 2023.
What? No, that was 2025. I saw 2025 on that. Mike, put that back up. My eyes that bad?
New members get a disc.
2023. Okay.
Sorry, new members get a disc.
And they probably spent $4 on those discs.
Maybe.
So they probably had like 250,000 people sign up in 2023.
So what you're saying is you need me to run the financials for a report in the future?
What I'm saying is, where's our money going, guys? Where's our money?
You just saw it. Office supplies are $715, dude.
No, you said it was 11,000.
Oh no, what was it? It was like the
Wait,
No,
go. But Mike, fill that back
back
up.
up.
Fill that
No,
back
it's at the
up.
bottom. Copy and print. That's what it is. $750. Copy and print.
What's the craziest thing on here?
Copy and print.
Telephone and communications, 44K. What is that?
That's
What are you spending 40? Does everyone get their own iPhone? Is that what that is?
What about miscellaneous?
Well, I wonder how much of that is like.
That's hilarious. There's a miscellaneous of
paying-
28 Gs.
We're not going to tell
Are
you
they paying
guys, but
communication?
28,000. What, Gary?
I say, are they paying any kind of cost for like when majors happen under their name, like for communications, like telecommunications that happen at the event, stuff like that?
Also, employee
bad-
benefits. Employee benefits, $571,000.
Yeah, insurance.
Am I crazy here? Jeez.
Insurance, 401k. How many employees does the PDGA have?
I don't know.
Mike, we're
Probably
gonna need you to get
lot.
a job. Mike, we
If
need you to
the
get a job
office
at the
supplies-
PDGA.
Wait, I got a question.
Gary, if the office supplies are over $1,000 a month,
How
I'm
do you-
assuming they have a
How do you
lot.
say you pay the PDGA tournaments and events? How do you say you pay that much money when you literally get paid from everybody that runs PDGA events? Like, how are you like, yeah, we're taking a big loss on PDGA events when there's literally, what is it, like 70 tournaments a weekend minimum of every single person in that tournament sends an amount of money to them, and they're saying they're losing money on PDGA tournaments and events. That's probably ones that
wait.
they go to or something.
JT has a good point too. We didn't even see this. Bank and credit card fees, $500,000.
Yep.
What kind of fee?
There's your
Like,
there's your vacation cost, the travel expense, $18,000 in travel.
that's
Also,
the
why are we?
lowest.
Wait, time out. Why are we even? We haven't even said anything, guys. The highest thing they have on here is $2.8 million in salaries.
Salary.
People getting paid good over there. No, but-
Shouldn't that?
Wait, what is the? Help me understand. Help me understand something real quick. Why are you paying? Why are they paying with a credit card? And why, when they pay with a credit card, do they have $500,000 in fees? That's insane. Pay your balance so you don't get smoked.
No, I don't know. I don't. No,
we're not.
It can't be that. It can't be that, right?
No,
It's got to be like the
Could
little
you
1.8.
imagine? That's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Okay.
Oh, when people pay them.
Okay.
You're
Also,
ruining the
marketing.
fun.
Wait. Last thing I gotta say. Marketing and promotional. What can that be?
Commercials, paying somebody
On what? On what, Yuli? Where's the PGA commercials? Jomez?
No,
there's
it's
all
on.
kinds of
It's
commercials.
on.
They're like all on the
on the
live
network.
thing. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Disc Golf Pro Tour commercials. Okay. What else?
Jomez commercials.
Okay. Jomez commercials. What else?
Do you like advertisement for like growth of the sports stuff? Like they always talk about how they're getting involved with youth. Are there other
PDGA signs they have to
promotional things, yeah.
buy for tournaments.
$808,000. Is Jomez and Disc Golf Pro Tour just making bank off the PDGA's promos?
I mean, I got to be honest. It's pretty expensive to advertise on there. It's like $5,000 a commercial or something.
Yeah, that's probably the bucket where the magazine sat. Given the cost and everything, it doesn't make sense in some of the other places. That's probably where.
I thought that was member supplies at 1.6 million.
Well, member supplies and mailings might be stuff that was posted.
What are we
a bit ago.
copy and
I
printing?
don't know.
Isn't everything digital these days? $750 on copy and printing.
That's a lot, actually. Now I think about it. Ink
funny
and
thing is-
paper's not that expensive.
That's probably the cost they're paying to like have their like serviced printers, because like you have to pay cost to have like the license to use a leased
The
printer. It's
more the more I look at it, the more crazy it is. Employee uniforms and other expenses. So we can just do whatever we want with the other expenses. $5,200.
Some
Yeah.
nice suits. Some nice suits are going out there.
They have polos. They have polos that say PDGA on them. All right.
Yeah.
We might have to do a deep dive into this, Gary. This is blowing my mind.
You got it.
The travel part.
What is this?
Oh no.
What is this? This is even smaller text.
More of a breakdown here. Let's see.
I can't see that.
Youth. There we go. Youth and education. Y&E projects, programs, grants, conferences, training, marketing, and promotion.
Total expenses is 11 milli.
They were at a loss.
Negative,
they lost
negative
money.
1.1. Yeah. Where's the biggest?
They made almost $6 million in membership fees.
They overspent on other expenses by
The salary-
$400,000.
The salary went up to $3.28 million
They
from
added
last
extra
year.
milli?
No, they added a half mil.
Big hire.
$400,000 for a PE budget.
Someone said ratings is shit. Oh boy.
They spent $34,000 on a directory, a rule book, videos, shirts, bag tags.
You gotta have them bag tags.
Don't the bag tags go in your
What? Mike, PJ Mike, explain yourself.
Explain yourself.
I wanted to hop in here and say this is my last night producing the podcast, and I'm going to be switching over to the PDGA.
Yeah, and they're gonna give you a half milli to do it.
Okay.
well,
The,
$471,000 on website development, database management, server costs.
the reason we got on this topic in the beginning, we found other membership benefits is where the magazine is. So that's
1.5 mil.
1.6 mil was the actual, and they're budgeting 1.5 mil for it. So that's new members, discs and minis, magazine, Ace Birdie Eagle Club gifts, 10 and 20-year member bag tags, contract support stickers, and ratings.
Yeah, ratings. There's a
So
but.
they're still paying for the ratings, Brody.
To ratings.
I mean, they're spending $1 million in stickers? What? What's going on here?
Hey, what else you guys got? I'm gonna.
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I got lost in the sauce. All right. Cody's got a question for you, Yuli. He says, not meant to be disrespectful. I appreciate that you do this. Why are you one of the only touring pros that still compete in C tiers?
I love them. I love competing in C tiers. I like going out and playing. First of all, I'm not the type of guy who wants to go out and just play for fun. Like, I'm not going to go out and be like, hey, you want to go play for fun? I don't remember the last time I just went out and played for fun. Like, I'm either filming or, filming for sure. If I practice, I go to a field. First of all, I don't know if you know this, but they definitely pay you for winning C tiers. It's like you get money for it. That's one of the sweet reasons.
Quick cash.
Yeah, quick cash. I also use it as a mental tool to remind myself that I'm still pretty good. If you go on tour, like the pro tour, and you're at my level, you're going to get absolutely waxed every single weekend for the most part. And that can be really tough on your psyche. Because then you just are like, man, I'm terrible. Like, why? Like, how is this possible? You know? And it's nice to go play smaller tournaments and compete and win and remind yourself, like, oh no, I'm not actually that bad. And it gives you a little bit of confidence. I've done this since I first started playing disc golf.
Confidence booster.
Absolutely. Like, I don't know. I think a lot of people who are around my skill level who are on the pro tour should do this because it helps me. There's been plenty of times I've gone home after a horrible time, played a C tier, won, came back and played way better with a little bit more confidence. I just think it can really wear you down. And I love competing, and I like competing to win tournaments. And the pro tour isn't a good place for that. It's a lot different. Yeah. And I just enjoy competition. So when I'm home and I have a weekend off, I just like competing. So that's probably the main thing. I like competing, and I'll go play. I mean, if there was a local A tier at my home every single weekend that I came home, I would play that, but there's not. So I got to fit in, a small tournament wherever it is.
The 5K I did on Saturday, it was a 5K and 10K, and everyone started at the beginning together, and I latched on to like this group of 3 people, and I was like, all right, I'm just going to try to stay with these people and then like maybe have a nice little sprint at the end to like beat them out, right? Well, they were running the 10K. So when we got to the breaking point, they left. I had to turn around. There was no one in front of me. Like the next people in front of me were like way up. So like I couldn't catch up to them. I turn around. There's no one behind me. So like the last like mile, I'm just in no man's land, which made it like really, really tough because like you're just competing at that point against the time. Like you don't have people to be like, I'm gonna try to catch that guy and then I'm gonna try to catch that guy. And like that's kind of to your point, Yuli, is like when you go on tour sometimes, like right after the first round or second round, you're like, all right, I can't win. So like that's out. But if you play in these smaller tournaments, you're actually put yourself in a position where you're in that little spot where it's like, hey, I can win this thing. And it's a completely different vibe. Even though you might be playing exactly the same skill level, like you might not be playing better at the C tier than you did on tour, but you're in a position to win. It's different, right? Like a putt to take the lead is different than a putt to go from 21st to 20th.
Right.
So that's good, helpful advice for some people out there, I think.
Yeah, I think it's really helped me learn how to win too. Like you don't understand, like on the tour, in order to win, you have to just birdie all these crazy holes, and it's a lot different than you think. Now, if you got me into position like a final round and I'm in a position out there, I'm going to be more equipped to win a tournament than a lot of other people because I put myself in that position a lot. It's just really hard to get yourself into that position because people are so dang good.
Adam wants to know from chat. He said, I played a C tier last weekend, got the yips bad on my putt. Y'all have any yips advice for tournament rounds?
Yippies are the worst, man. It's tough to figure it out when you get the yips in a round. It's easier to get rid of them after and your practice. That's a tough one because mid-round getting the yips is a really tough thing to deal with. Because it's
what if you
like were they really the yip? Like here's the thing: there's a difference between I missed every single putt and I got the yips. Like the yips are like I'm 1 foot away and I throw it sideways.
Can't pull the trigger.
And so like that's a tough thing for me to like diagnose from a microphone, like because the yips are like insanely crazy. Now, if you were just like nervous and you started missing like 10 footers and you couldn't like tap it in over and over again, like the yips are to the point where you can't finish a hole because it's just going sideways until it's 1 inch away. You know what I mean?
Dylan T has a good point. He says, if your putt is bad after the round, it's your putt. If your putt is fine after the round, it's your brain. So maybe that's a good thing is like if you feel like Do I have the yips? Immediately after your round, go to a basket, try to make some 15-footers. If you're banging them in, yeah, you have an issue. If you're still airballing it, brother, you have a bad putt. You got to figure out your putt. I think that's actually some good helpful.
One thing that I've done, and I had the yips at one point in my life, and I switched to a different putting style, is when I start missing in a certain way, I'll switch to it's not a whole different style. It's just a small change of like where I set it. Like when I come down, like I'll change position to like be more center in my belly, and then I'll shorten my stroke. Or if that's not working, I'll drop it farther to my side, and then I'll keep dropping it farther and farther and farther until I kind of find something that works. The one thing you can't do is walk up, you have one putt, you miss it, and it goes sideways, and then you go and you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Like you have to like change an angle, change something.
Scuba putt, man.
Yep.
Bust it out. Time to do it.
You could do a scuba putt, but I think people use
acing the hole also keeps you.
Yeah, that's also very helpful.
I think people use the word yips a little too like literal, and the yips are crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you honestly have the yips, it's very, very hard to watch someone with the yips.
Yeah. Make it automatic thing.
Little recap here. We've got USDGC coming up in 2 weeks. So if you're looking to try to be a part of that, definitely go and check it out. It's one of the best events you can go to all year. They have an insane vendor village, which they've got like, I don't know. I think they started doing it maybe 2 years ago, where they have like the 8 or 6 food trucks that are all in like a little circle. Awesome to go to. They got a big stadium, all sorts of stuff. If you want to get your tickets for that now, you can go to usdgc.com/tickets. The link is also in our description down below. We also on foundationdisc.com have the Heck Yeah custom stamped MVP are dropping on Friday. Foundation Disc Golf Modern Stamp Halo Innova is dropping Friday as well. The Milkman Delivers, the Ezra Confetti Vulture, is still in stock if you want to go check those out. And then we've got this really, if you can play the promo vid for the sub box, this is your last chance to order the Groovy Box. There you have it. The Groovy Box featuring Groovy Connor and Groovy Robbie Wizards. Last chance to order. Make sure you head over to foundationdisc.com. And the Bogey Bros, can't wait for this one. Bogey Bros versus Climo comes out tomorrow. Bogey Bros versus USDGC comes out on Thursday. So a big, big week over on Foundation Disc Golf's YouTube channel as well. Boys, you got anything for the people?
I'm good.
No, sir.
Mike, you might be getting those Vessies, so we gotta get a review on them. Let us know how they feel. Sorry for the. I felt like
you can throw the Vessie up real quick for
you can throw the code up. A little Yuli 15% off there. I do want to say real quick, apologize to the person that I called an idiot for saying that I used Ozempic. It's very clear the people that use Ozempic and the people that don't use Ozempic. I apologize. I should not have used that language. Did get me a little upset though. Also apologize for people listening. I think we got stuck on 2 topics tonight. Normally it's 1, but I think we got stuck on 2 topics. Hopefully you enjoyed the debate, the banter back and forth. It happens from time to time. But next week, we will be having King of the Hill. Gary will be back. Excited for that. And we'll be doing our preview for USDGC and Throw Pink. So if there's nothing else, folks, appreciate you so much. And we'll see you guys next week.